This manifestation technique changed her life overnight.
You're literally here doing this every night anyway. You may as well just leverage this time of day to manifest all your dreams and goals into your reality. A couple of years ago, I stumbled upon a meditation technique by Neville Goddard that has gone on to completely transform my life. And not just my life, but since I've been making videos about it and meditations that help people to tap into that state, it's gone on to help thousands of other people to manifest so many things that they wanted into their reality.
Before we continue, I want to talk about manifestation techniques. Do they work, do they not work, and how does it all function? Essentially, with manifestation, every single manifestation technique works. But it only works if you believe that the technique works. That's the whole idea. That's the whole point. So that also means that every manifestation technique doesn't work if you don't truly believe in that technique. So the only way for you to truly manifest anything is through your beliefs, through your identity. So the technique itself could work, but you have to believe that it does work. So this manifestation technique that she's going to explain to us will work, but you need to know that it works for you. And when you do know in your mind, when you can imagine it working out, then it will work out for you. If you could, it would mean so much to me if you can like this video, comment down below, and subscribe. I'm making daily videos about manifestation, and I'm trying to help as many people as I can. Thank you. Now let's continue.
So in this video, I'm going to explain to you what it is, how to do it, and share some juicy resources with you too that will enable you to tap into this technique immediately. For those of you who don't know who Neville Goddard is, he was a thought leader of his time, and he manifested some spectacular things into his reality. And he was teaching other people as well how to leverage the power of their subconscious mind to change the reality around them. One of the things he talked about a lot is the moments that we are in bed drifting off to sleep, where you're not fully awake, but you're not fully asleep yet. That is a powerful time of day when a window opens up. Your subconscious mind is more impressionable, more open to suggestion. And so it's a great time of day to focus on the reality that you want as if it's already yours, because that's sinking straight into your subconscious. And then you go to sleep for.
So why is this important? Why is the subconscious even important for us to manifest? It's very simple, actually. You are the creator of this reality you're in right now. Your mind, the conscious and the subconscious, is creating this reality right now for you. So what does that mean? That means whatever you technically want could happen for you. But the only thing is that the conscious mind has only like 5% in it. When you think about things, that's only 5% of you. The other 95% is consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously creating your reality. Now, some people are going to say, this is like, why is this happening? Why can't I just consciously create stuff right now? You could do that, but again, it's all about the beliefs. But you need this. This is actually helping you, because imagine having to create reality every single second. Look around where you are. You can see probably some windows. If you're outside, you can see the sky, or you can see clouds. You can see so many things. You can see walls probably if you're in a room. Now, imagine that you have to consciously think about every single detail for it to be created. You would go crazy. Imagine having like thousands and thousands of thoughts for reality to work. Now, you don't have to do this because you have the subconscious that's offloading all the data for you. And it's working for you to create this reality. Now, the problem is what happens to most people is that through their childhood, they actually get a virus inside of their subconscious. They get negative beliefs imprinted in them, and those negative beliefs dictate their current reality. And because of this, they live their life like it's a chore, like it's suffering, like it's not made for them, because the program is broken. You are not broken. It's only the program that's broken. So what you need to do is rewrite the subconscious to actually change the programs inside of you so you can make your reality the way you truly want. And when you truly do this, finally, You're going to get everything you truly deserve. And with this technique that she's going to explain, you're going to be able to rewrite your subconscious. This is a technique that actually works for so many people. So I want you to listen carefully and pay attention.
Straight into your subconscious. And then you go to sleep for however many hours, and your subconscious mind is working on it, processing it, digesting it, rehearsing it, as Neville says, so that then when you wake up the next day, whether you realize it or not, your waking day is actually impacted by those last thoughts that you fed your subconscious mind the night before. Let me get a direct Neville quote to back me up on this. Where are you, Neville? Here we go, good old Uncle Nev. He says, if, as you prepare for sleep, you do not consciously feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, then you will take the sum total of the reactions and feelings of the waking day, and while asleep, you'll be instructed in the manner in which they'll be expressed tomorrow. He goes on to say, you'll rise believing you are a free agent, not realizing that every action and event of the day is predetermined by your concept of self as you fell asleep. So cast yourself for the role and rehearse it while you sleep. Okay, thank you.
So what's Neville saying here, that when you drift off to sleep, whatever the last words you say to yourself, you actually program those words a lot easier into your subconscious than normally. Because your brain is half asleep, it's in the theta state, let's call it. And because of that, everything you say to yourself in that moment before drifting to sleep is directly going to your subconscious. That's a shortcut to actually programming your subconscious to work for you. And whatever you say in that time will reflect in your daytime. So if you keep saying to yourself, I love myself, I love myself, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am loved, I am loved, you will get that. You will have that imprinted upon you. Your frequency will start to rise, and you will attract the people and the opportunities that you want in your life for your desired reality to be formed.
The thing about Neville is that he's kind of from a different era. So sometimes his teachings, while they are brilliant, can be a bit inaccessible because the English is a little bit wordy and fluffy and complicated and beautiful. But let me see if I can paraphrase what that says to make it even more digestible for the modern day mind. He's basically saying that what the majority of people do is they lie in bed after a day where all sorts of things happened, positive and negative, where they were, really focused on their current present reality, even if it wasn't their desired reality. And then maybe they're lying in bed and they just fall asleep, or they're lying in bed and they're even worrying about stuff, overthinking stuff, running over regrets in their mind, stressing, not feeling good enough, all that stuff. And he's basically saying if you do that, your subconscious mind collects all of that, processes it, rehearses it, and it basically creates your next day reality. And I love how he says you'll rise believing you are a free agent, like almost like you'll wake up the next day thinking I'm in complete control of my life. But actually every action and event of your following day was predetermined by how you were feeling about yourself and life when you drifted off to sleep the night before. And what I love about this technique is that it doesn't take any extra time out of your day. You're literally here doing this every night anyway. You may as well just leverage this time of day to manifest all your dreams and goals into your reality. So the positive side of this is that as you're lying in bed at night, you can focus on what you want to attract, and you can do this in a number of ways. One of Neville's favorite ways is to create a short, simple scene in your imagination where you're visualizing some kind of moment in your reality that you want to manifest, as if you're experiencing it right now. And you simply loop that scene in your head over and over and over again, as much as you can, until you drift off to sleep.
Absolutely. So instead of using just words, you can imagine the place where you could be or where you want to be in your life right now. What happens is you imprint your subconscious with that image and with the feelings you have in that moment, in that scene. So then the subconscious is trying to recreate that moment for you in reality right now. But what you need to do is when you're imagining that scene, you need to feel it, your feelings. So if you're already imagining a scene, imagine the best scene ever. And imagine the feeling of how would you feel if that truly happened to you? Would you feel free? Would you feel loved? Would you feel happy? All of those emotions, use them for your manifestation. Use them to imprint it into your subconscious. And then your subconscious is going to make that happen for you in your reality.
And I know that this process sounds simple, and it is, but also sometimes our mind can wander off, or it can be difficult to concentrate on a scene while we're drifting off to sleep. And that is why I created these guided meditations that guide you exactly through this process. They help you to get clear on what the scene is, first of all, before we fall asleep, and then I guide you to get into a more deeply relaxed state.
Do you need this to manifest? No. Does it help? Absolutely. If you want to use meditations, that is a very cool thing to do. That's a very good thing to do. If it makes it easier for you to manifest, then do it. What I highly recommend you actually do for yourself is to make your own meditations by recording your voice on your phone or wherever you can, and then playing that back to yourself at night. Because if you can just literally describe the whole thing and just hear yourself saying it over and over again, the subconscious will be imprinted a lot easier than listening to somebody else. So if you listen to your own voice, if you do your own affirmations and you listen to yourself, because basically you're listening to yourself throughout your whole day through your thoughts, it's the same thing, it's gonna be a lot easier because the person you trust the most is yourself. So if you hear your own voice, you're gonna trust it a lot more than some random voice on the internet saying something to you. That's why using this method can enhance your manifestation and make it way faster. Way faster.
Then all throughout the night, you'll just hear my voice every 30 seconds, just gently reminding you and nudging you to bring that scene back into your head, so that anytime when you're rustled from your blissful slumber, you hear my voice just reminding you to, oh yeah, I can visualize that amazing scene again when I'm in this place and I'm doing this thing. And so you're really leveraging all of that time while you're drifting off to sleep, and any other times during the night when you wake up, you're basically soaking your subconscious with the life that you want so that it can rehearse it, and then the next day it can go and show you the things that are going to lead you there or guide you to that exact scenario, which is what I've experienced before. And by the way, I created these meditations because I noticed there was a distinct lack of good guided meditations that walked you through that process. And I think that's one of the reasons why those videos have exploded with growth, because they're genuinely a really useful tool for so many people who are looking for a guided meditation to help them through this Neville Goddard method. Now, if you're somebody who struggles to visualize, I have good news for you. There is another way that you can do this to still leverage that window that opens up as you drift off to sleep. Something else that Neville Goddard sometimes did as he was drifting off to sleep was he closed his eyes and he would feel that his body is there lying in bed. He imagined that he was lying in the bed in the moment of his reality where what he wanted had happened. So one example of this was when he was in a military training camp and he didn't want to have to go to war. He wanted to be back at home with his wife and his child. So he was in bed in the military camp. He could feel his body resting on the mattress. He could feel his head on the pillow. He could feel the covers over him. With his eyes closed, he imagined that actually that bed that he could feel was his bed at home. He imagined sensing the presence of his wife's body sleeping next to him. He imagined sensing the shape of his bedroom around him. He knew where the bedside table was. He knew where the furniture was. He knew where the window was. And he imagined the presence of his child as well, sleeping. So even though physically his body was lying on a different bed somewhere else, he allowed what his senses could feel, i.e. a pillow, a mattress, covers, etc., make it easier for him to transport himself into a moment of his reality that he wanted to be in. And the amazing thing about that particular example is that after, I think it was just 9 nights, he was brought into the office and handed a piece of paper that gave him permission to go back home.
Absolutely. This is a very cool technique to use. So for people who can't really imagine places and stuff like that, just imagining your room or imagining a room that you would like to be in is a very cool thing to do, because the more familiar something is to you, the easier you can imprint it into your subconscious. The most foreign things could be difficult to you because you don't really understand them. They're too far away for you. Your beliefs are not letting you actually manifest the things because you don't believe in them. So in the end, even with the subconscious, even if you try to reprogram your subconscious, if your beliefs don't change, then your reality can't change. You need to have the belief that the thing that you want is already yours, and then it will be yours. Anything else won't work. And emotions don't matter. You can be angry, you can be sad. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if you believe it's true, and if you know it's true. When you know it's true, it is true for your reality. That's how you win the game of life. Also, I'm reading these books right now. I recommend everybody to start reading this. Very, very cool. It's actually a compilation of all of her books, but the most popular one is The Game of Life and How to Play It. Very good book, very short book, and you're just gonna get so many golden nuggets of knowledge to use for yourself for manifestation that it's truly going to change your life.
For example, what I did once was when I was manifesting my Spanish residency, I imagined that as I laid in bed, that my residency card was on my bedside table, on my nightstand. There I was lying in bed, sensing the presence of my residency card before I had manifested it. And then when the day came that I got my residency card, I was so happy, and I actually went to my bedside table and I put the card on the nightstand just to really confirm it to me that all those nights I was imagining it there, now it is there. What I would encourage you to do with this technique is commit to it long term. You may find that what you visualize tonight manifests in your reality tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Or you may find that it appears in your reality in the future weeks or months that follow, especially when you commit to doing this every single night.
So why did this happen? Why is it for some people that manifestation could be literally instant or like a day, like tomorrow, but for other people it could take weeks, maybe even months? It's everything is super simple. Manifestation is simple. How do you know manifestation is simple? Because you're manifesting right now everything around you. That's why it's simple. Are you consciously doing anything? No. You're already doing it, already manifesting everything right now. So that's why it's simple. But the difference is how fast can you convince yourself of something? If you can convince yourself literally this second of something, then that is going to happen to you. But if it takes time for you to get convinced of something, then yeah, your manifestation will be delayed because your beliefs need to change for the thing you want to happen actually happens. So the faster you believe something, the faster you're going to manifest that same thing.
Because the more that you're feeding your subconscious with the reality that you want to live in, the more it has to rehearse and to lead you one step at a time to that reality, and trust the process. You know, if you may find that some unexpected shifts or changes are happening in your life, that's your North Star. You've declared where you're going. Maybe some pieces are being rearranged for you to be able to enter that desired reality. You're going to be falling asleep once a day anyway.
Yeah.
If not more than once a day. What else are you going to do? You know the secret. Now you know what you have available to you every single night. Isn't that exciting? You
Absolutely.
can leverage this thing that's completely for free. You don't have to carve out extra time in your schedule. You're falling asleep every day anyway. You may as well fall asleep and manifest your dream life.
That's why manifestation is so awesome, because there's nothing you truly need to do. There's nothing physical that you need to do. The only true thing that you need to do is choose what you want Choose your goal, choose your dream reality, change your beliefs about it, know that it's already yours, and then act as the person for whom that reality is made. Every single time you choose differently from the identity you want to become, or you are, let's say you are, then you get further away from your desired reality. Become the person who has that reality for themselves, and you will truly get that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and I'm going to see you in the next one.